Hey guys, it's Adam. Excuse me. And I am so happy to be part of the new Survivor series, Back to the Future, a movie, like I said, that I never saw. One of the things that I want to do for this game is actually use one of my unique talents, which is reading tarot cards, which is interesting. So each round, I'm going to see if I can contact the spirits within to select the card that will guide me on the way. Now, most tarot enthusiasts say that you can't do a reading for yourself. Well, I'm not really doing a reading for myself. I'm just actually pulling one card out at a time to see really what's the best approach to the situation. And who knows, it might be absolutely correct, and most of the time it is. The first thing I want to talk about is that I actually have two decks. I'm not going to be using the one that was given to me because you're supposed to be given the deck. So this is my Botticelli deck. My Botticelli deck was actually given to me by a gypsy, no joke, and broken in and sort of de-virginized, if you will, by a Jewish mysticist, if you will. So I can't use that deck for this. So I want to use the deck that I actually purchased for myself, what I would consider my play deck, which is my Ghost and Spirit Tarot, is the deck that I'm going to be using for this. Furthermore, I don't have a bag to put it in, and I know a lot of tarot enthusiasts says you got to have a bag to put it in. I don't, but when you buy me one, I'll have it. So I went ahead and before I started this video, did the whole meditation spiel or whatever it is, and what happened was the deck actually spilled, and all but one card was face down, and it's really interesting. I actually pulled the Magician. And this is actually a really interesting card. The Magician is the first card in the major arcana after the Fool. It's the first number one, or as we would say, it's the first trump card. The Magician is the first person that the Fool meets on his journey, and the Fool who starts broad-eyed and bushy-tailed and with just so much love and passion, but he doesn't know a whole lot. The Magician is the first person that he meets. And the Magician has all sorts of tools and all sorts of confidence and things like that that really impresses the Fool. Now, the Fool sort of, some people say, continues his journey really trying to live up to that expectation. At the end of it all, he'll be like the Magician. He'll still be himself, but he'll have the proper tools. And so oftentimes the Magician represents self-confidence, power, and action. And so, and a lot of times too, the Magician has an infinity symbol on it, but this particular card doesn't have the infinity symbol, which is sort of like limitless possibilities with something actual to back it up with. And so the way that I interpret this card for round one, and my readings for myself aren't going to be this extensive every time, the way that I interpret this card for round one is basically using what it is that you already have, the things that work for you, and showcasing that. Interestingly enough, that's actually what I said in my confessional, the second confessional I wrote for round one, is that I'm going to have to accentuate the things that work really well for me and use that. And so the Magician is telling me basically for this round, or at least the way I should start this game, is really getting in there and not waiting for people to dictate and not waiting for people to make the first move. Because like I said, that never works for me anyway. So interestingly enough, in round one, I get the number one card. So that's why I like tarot so much. So that's what I'm going to do. Take action myself, accentuate the positive, and have the self-confidence that I already have to make everything work. So hopefully that works out, but I'm not going to do a past, present, future for myself to see ultimately what happens at the end of this. I just have to start it out with confidence, use what I have. So that concludes round one's tarot reading, The Magician. Whoop.